You know, in 30 minutes on March 9th, Wisconsin lawmakers shredded 50 years of labor peace and bipartisanship and Wisconsin's democratic process by ramming through an unpopular bill to silence the voice of its workers. Their actions sparked outrage in Madison Wednesday night, and it sent shockwaves throughout this country. Politicians in Idaho and Ohio have already voted for similar anti-worker bills, like the one that was just passed in Wisconsin, and attacks are being waged in Iowa and Florida and Indiana and Michigan and Tennessee and. From Alabama to Arizona, our members are fighting to retain their voice in the workplace, fighting for our students, fighting for the survival of public education. A story in NCESP's network newsletter captures our members' relentless determination. A 3-hour drive to Madison to stand and march and protest the injustice of Governor Walker's proposed bill to still her voice and strip her rights as a worker? You bet. Whitehall ESP local member Sonia Linden decided it was the right thing to do for her colleagues, for her coworkers, for her family, for her grandchildren. She said, I just could not stand by and do nothing. So here I am. Here you are, indeed, our ESP members. Many voices, many talents, many challenges, many opportunities, one union. Here you are, working to ensure that the NEA supported Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act that was signed into law by President Obama fulfills its goals to expand eligibility lunch programs, set new nutrition standards for school meals, and provide training on nutrition and food safety standards for our education support professionals. Because you know better than most how very important it is for eager and young minds to get the nutrition they need to fully realize their promise. Here you are, supporting First Lady Michelle Obama's Let's Move campaign to fight childhood obesity by educating students and the public about healthy eating and promoting physical activity. Here you are, ESP, playing significant roles throughout the spectrum in school nutrition programs like the school breakfast program, where food service and custodial staff are involved in preparing the meals and removing food items from the classrooms. Here you are, participating in the Farm to School program, where food service staff play a major role in providing nutritious meals. Custodial staff ensures proper food disposal. Here you are, playing a pivotal role in NEA's Bully Free, It Starts With Me campaign. You know, we already know that ESPs play a major role in preventing bullying. More than 1/3 of our food service workers have taken action to stop bullying or intimidation, and 1 in 5 has stepped in to stop school violence. We know that because you are that unique connection, and with your special relationships with students and the community, we know that we will be successful with this effort. Here you are, fighting the privatization of everything, knowing that the same political forces who are trying to weaken unions are also pushing privatization, spreading the word that experimentation with privatization of transportation and food services and security and maintenance, have not resulted in the financial benefits that state and local governments were seeking, but have resulted in reduced quality and efficiencies. Here you are, helping us surround the whole child with the support they need. A bus driver in Texas who makes completed homework the price of admission for her students to ride the bus. Para-educators in Florida run a mediation center in school to work with students, helping them to resolve conflicts. A custodian in Alabama used a $500 grant from a local bank to set up an after-school beautification project where students are engaged in building birdhouses and planting flowers. And in Virginia, a paraprofessional runs an after-school tutorial program, a teen gospel choir, a gardening group, and a violence prevention program. Many voices, one vision. Here you are, helping us work toward great public schools for every student. Tonight you will hear your president, Dennis Van Rokel, talk about the importance of our organization, of our association, of our union. How important it is to have a strong offense as well as a strong defense. So here you are, joining us in that offense. Priority schools have become NEA's highest priority. We are leading to ensure we make permanent changes in our schools who are struggling the most, so that we will work together to transform the lives of tens of thousands of students by raising not only their achievement level, but by closing those opportunity and access gaps that we know lead to those achievement gaps. What can you do? Well, you can step up your leadership in that Priority Schools campaign. We need your commitment. We need you reaching back into the community, because we know that 75% of our ESPs live in the community where they work, and we know that we cannot close the achievement gaps without them. You saw our executive committee members stand up. If you get a chance to meet them, ask them about their visits to priority schools all over this nation, and they will tell you that the leaders in our locals, both ESP and teachers, are standing up and standing together. And when they asked the ESP leaders in particular why they were engaged in this work, they said, because they love the students and they want them to succeed. Our other strategy that we are mounting as an offense involves you too. It is the NEA's Commission on Effective Teachers and Teaching. And although we are talking about teaching, we need you to stay engaged and give us your best thinking about what effective teachers and teaching is. We already know that part of what makes an effective teacher is how they work with the other adults, you, in the schools and in the communities. We know we must leverage your talents and your expertise and your connections and your knowledge and your wisdom to enhance student learning. We will be having a hearing of this commission on Sunday. I believe it's Sunday, but we'll check our book. I'm pretty sure it's Sunday, but you check your booklets, your program booklets, because I'd like to see you there. The chair of this commission, her name is Maddie Fennell. I know she's in the city, but I don't know if she's in the audience. But she is here this weekend because she thought that it was too important an opportunity to miss, to have the chance to listen to the insights of our education support professionals. Tonight, Dennis will challenge you to work toward harnessing the strength and the power of a 3.2 million member organization. And that will have to do that, harness that power against an organizational backdrop of one of the most difficult economic periods of time that we've ever faced in our history. For those brave souls who will join me at the NEA Program and Budget Committee hearing tomorrow morning at, I think it's 7 a.m. All right, somebody's gonna be there. Nice. I will share the details, but I don't have to tell you. We have 45 states who are experiencing a drop in membership. Your members are our members. And so these are very challenging times for the NEA. But I will tell you that we are working toward becoming more efficient, being better stewards of our members' money. We are looking at ways that we can align in a way that we've never done before, and we need your help. Because this year we must have a more strategic plan and budget that we will present to the Representative Assembly in July. And I know that if we work together in a collaborative effort, that we will meet the challenges that we face, even in these very difficult times. You know, even as we have these significant stresses on our resources, we must defend our right to collectively bargain. We must defend our right to engage in the political process. We must fight for fair wages and benefits, the right to be a union. And we will do that. We will do that, staying true to our vision of ensuring that not one, not some, but every student has access to a quality public education. Your attendance at this conference indicates your commitment to gaining and to sharpening your skills so that you can be the strong, prepared leaders we need you to help us achieve our goals. And as leaders, we need you to stay focused, understanding, and making it your own personal mission that your members understand and truly grasp the magnitude of the direct impact that politics has in your schools and at your work sites. Now, to paraphrase Plato, if you think you are too good or too smart to be involved in politics, then you will be ruled by those who are neither good nor smart. The reality is there is not one single decision, not one decision is made that is not a political decision, controlled by policymakers who are elected. It means it is our professional and moral responsibility to be involved in politics. Without it, the endless barrage of meaningless mandates and higher stakes and worker trashing and union bashing and plain stupidity will assuredly continue. And at a time when you just want to throw your hands up in sheer exasperation and exhaustion, I need to ask you to step up your game. You know, cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right? There comes a time when we must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but we must take it because it is right. Martin Luther King's admonishment reminds us that we have no choice. We have no choice but to be the activists and leaders standing up and speaking out, doing what we know is right. What's right is fighting against those who are determined to burn our kids at the high stakes of testing. We have to do what's right. What's right is fighting for the respect and dignity that our education professionals deserve, making sure that they get at least a living wage for the important work they do. What's right is fighting for pensions so the men and women who have dedicated their lives to educating this nation's children can retire with dignity. That's what's right. So I have a question for you this afternoon. What are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to do to make sure that you keep your voice in the decisions that are made about your children and your schools? What are you prepared to do to end this era of obsessive testing and punishing and labeling and judging? What are you prepared to do? Now, I know something a little bit about ESPs, Laura, and I know they have a courageous and tenacious spirit. So I know when I ask my question, what are you prepared to do? I know they're going to say, we will do whatever it takes, Becky, whatever it takes. So let me hear from you. What will you do? What are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to do to hold these misguided politicians responsible for the damage they're doing to our schools and our kids? What are you prepared to do? I knew it. What are you prepared to do to guarantee that policymakers from your state houses in your state to Congress here in Washington understand that when they lay off a custodian, the building still needs to be clean? When they lay off the teacher, the children still come to school. When they lay off a cafeteria worker, the children still need to be fed. What are you prepared to do? Those trying to break our spirit know that unions are a check on corporate power. That's why they're working so hard to silence us. Will we be silent? No. Will we be silent? No. Many voices, one mission. We, the members of the National Education Association of the United States, are the voice of education professionals. Our work is fundamental to this nation, and we accept the profound trust that has been placed in us. Will we be silent? No! One of the most powerful labor leaders of the 20th century had it right. Let the workers organize. Let their crystallized voice proclaim their injustices and demand their privileges. Let all thoughtful citizens sustain them, for the future of labor is the future of America. Let me hear you, ESP. Forward together, not one step back. Forward together, not one step back. Forward together, not one step back. You know, I'm wearing red today. Yes, I am. In support of my brothers and sisters. That's right, I see those signs in the back, and I don't even have my glasses on. We are one. We are one. In support of my brothers and sisters across this nation who are rising up and saying enough. Enough of balancing the budget on the backs of the working men and women who teach our children, who feed our children, who nurse our parents back to health, who protect our homes and our neighborhoods. Enough of allowing big business to get all the tax breaks and the working Americans to get stuck with the bill. Enough of politicians with their cozy billionaire buddies using this recession to fatten their pockets and strip the working class of their right and their voice. Enough! Enough! There is no way at this moment in time we're going to allow our voices to be silenced. We will not let anyone prevent us from doing what is right. Lift up your heads. Lift up your heads. ESP, you are extraordinary. You are spectacular. You are powerful. You are the NEA. Many voices, one union. Lift up your head. Do you know who you are? Yeah. Do you know who you are? Yeah. You are the NEA, and we will prevail. Lift up your heads. Thank you so much for all you do.